Yo, hey man, meet Phantom Mk-1. This motherfucker is 5'9", 175 pounds. This is a humanoid bipedal robot that's developed by Silicon Valley. Now they say this motherfucker got a kill switch and a self-defense automatic button that's attached to this motherfucker. Meaning, get this motherfucker some type of artillery, this motherfucker go clear the fucking streets. This is a substitute for the military men. They created RoboCop and Terminator in real life, my nigga, while y'all niggas is distracted and not aware. But look at this video, folks. This shit, look, folks, y'all say, oh, this AI. Yeah, of course this AI. This artificial intelligence that came to real life. You fucking bean brain. But yeah, look at this video, man. Check this shit out.
All right, sturdier this time around.
Foundation has already scored at least $18 million in U.S. military contracts with the Army, Air Force, and Navy, largely for research and eventually using the robots to build equipment and transport supplies. But the company says it's also in talks with the Trump administration to use the robots on a battlefield, which could include translating for soldiers, leading rescue operations, and even firing weapons.
All of our talks with the military, they have been adamant that military personnel will approve every single pull of a trigger, just as they would with a drone strike.
Humans would still control what to do. AI would control how to do it.
Humans are still calling the shots, but the robot would be able to utilize AI to figure out how to get it done.
In context of defense, that is accurate, yes.
We reached out to the Department of Defense for comment, but didn't hear back. Meanwhile, Foundation is already working with Ukraine's government to send 2 of its robots to the war-torn region by the end of the month to help with military reconnaissance. It's the kind of technology Hollywood blockbusters have been built on.
I'll be back. There are 6 different Terminator movies, all centered around the fact that this is a terrible idea. Why shouldn't people be concerned?
Well, the Terminator movies come out because we love movies about robots. We're really going to have to deal with these robots responsibly one way or another because the technology is here, and America is not the only one with the technology.
At a military parade in Beijing last year, China showed off so-called robot wolves, 4-legged machines perched on armored vehicles. And UB Tech, a Chinese-based company, recently released video of what appeared to be more than 100 of its humanoid robots ominously marching. And just this month, Chinese state TV showcased humanoid robots wielding weapons while doing martial arts.
I think when we get to arming robots, we get into a much more complex moral area.
David DeCause is a professor at Santa Clara University and has been researching the ethics of war for the past 30 years, including the use of AI and machines.
You think it raises some ethical questions?
I definitely do. Who is responsible for making decisions in which human life is involved? And if it's a robot, even a program robot, I think that responsibility gets diminished in a problematic way.
For those who argue other countries are doing it, so we should too, what do you say to that?
A race to the bottom with these things is not a race that I think, as Americans, we want to pursue.
Some of the world's leading robotics companies, including Foundation's top competitors, have famously pledged to not weaponize their robots. In an open letter, 6 tech firms said arming robots would create new risks of harm.
Why do you believe they're wrong and you're right?
I very much look from the front lines, and I think there's no tool that I'm not willing to give to our American soldiers when they have to go into combat.
LeBlanc served 8 years active duty in the Marines, including tours in Iraq and Afghanistan.
You've lost people on the battlefield. Do you think back on those situations and wonder how it may have played out differently if you had a humanoid alongside you?
100%. I can remember one time we had lost a sniper team when I was in Afghanistan, and we conducted a 72-hour search. So we had hundreds of Marines that were going out to all of these contested areas to try to go look for them. That kind of search for those kinds of hours, that is perfect deployment of a humanoid.
But for now, Phantom is getting put to work in other ways. Over the past year, an auto manufacturing plant in Atlanta has used the robots on its assembly line. Phantom doing the tasks of 3 people by working 24-hour shifts.
The standard line with robots is that they take over the dull, dirty, and dangerous jobs, and I think that's exactly what they're doing.
When we first visited Foundation late last year, much of the headquarters was empty.
This is going to be the first production manufacturing cell for Phantom.
Starting Phantom in 3, 2, 1.
Now the facility can build a robot a day using machinery and a team of engineers. But the tech company eventually plans to use its own robots to build even more robots, close to 30,000 by the end of next year. Bigat Shaban, NBC Bay Area News. We investigate.